but it's 3 different types of people in America when it comes to working. There's the entrepreneur, there's the employee, and there's the, and I want to say for like a better term, but like the pedestrian. So then when it comes to the pedestrian just goes to work, or the zombie, for a better term. The zombie just goes to work, do what they do not know anything that's going on within the company, and also, doesn't care about the motives. That's pretty much the zombie. That's the type of person here in America. Then there's an employee who goes into work on a daily basis, who wants to better. There's a support of the entrepreneur, the CEO. There's support of the founder. They generally buy into what that company is, and they really thoroughly, give it their all for the betterment of the company. And then there's the entrepreneur. There's the CEO. The CEO had the vision. The CEO started that, and the CEO leads a team of people. And I think that is 3 different types of people in America.
Yeah, I agree with that. Welcome to episode 3 of the StoryTime podcast.
Oh, it's 3 already?
It's 3. It's 3.
Yeah, I was about to say episode 2. Yeah.
It's a blessing to be here. So
yeah, it is.
Let's kick it off with everybody talking about how their week's been.
First of all, happy Friday to all the listeners out there. I don't know, my day's been pretty good. Took a quiz in my math class. I feel like it went pretty well.
What math was it?
It's like financial math. It's called like interest theory is what it's called. So it's all about like interest and stuff. So if you're doing like loans with interest, if you're doing like investing with interest, so it's just like learning how all that works. The one today was like, we were talking about if you're making like steady payments every month or like every year, whatever, it's called an annuity. So like there's special like formulas to calculate like the value and stuff of that, and then it gets even more complicated if you're trying to make unlevel payments. So, like, I remember one of the problems was like,
how is this applicable to the real world? Let's just say that. Okay. I mean, this is what they do.
No, for real. Like, if you're out there listening and you don't understand the power of compound interest, like, it's very important. Some people call it the eighth wonder of the world. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you're putting money in an account that's getting compound interest, then like the longer it sits in there, like the more it's gonna be worth. I don't have any like figures, anything off the top of my head to show you, but like if you want to be rich, then you got to understand how compound interest works, and you got to start using it at an early age. The earlier you start, the better, because compound interest all works on time. So the more time that you give it to grow, like remember we was talking about exponential curve or whatever, our first episode. So the longer you give it, the faster it's gonna grow towards the end. So
Malik, what's up with you this week?
Man, it's been a long week. Just took a chem exam, chemistry 111.
So these exams and quizzes, man.
So it was nothing too crazy, but chemistry can be difficult for some, myself included. I took some chemistry in high school, so I kind of remember some of it. But that first round, you talk about 50s on test and like happy, like that final. I needed like a 65 to like keep like a B minus, and that was the only time in my life where I actually thanked God. I was more than fulfilled with a 60 on a final exam.
Oh, trust me, that's been me a lot.
But listen, I mean that's just how it was. But yeah.
Overall, my week's been up and down, dealing with a lot of side stuff with my job and stuff like that. But yesterday was kind of like a positive day because we knocked out 16 interviews with 2 people in 3-4 hours.
Yeah,
like that was like a really good goal. Yeah, so yeah, that was overall the highlight of my week.
That's what's up.
I'll let you go on first because Chase, my week always come with a spill. So.
Yeah. No, I'll go first. No, my week's been good. I woke up this morning at like 5 a.m. and I saw this quote on my phone that I just wanted to say. It says, Today I refuse to stress myself out over things I can't control or change. And that kind of hit home because this week I've been doing a lot of like research with like internships and jobs, and my classes are starting to stress me out to the point where I'm spending like 5 hours on an assignment and stuff. So I really needed that quote to like help calm me down a little bit and just settle into what I'm doing. But yeah, I'll just pass it over to you and your story.
Well, no, I'm just thinking on this quote right now how it, it says, today I refuse to stress myself out. I think me and Malik had a conversation maybe about a week or two ago, taking us back to when we were talking about stress and how I feel like I've reached that level of no stress tests. And I think that the one thing that we mentioned was you can never get really to, just realistically, you can never get to no stress completely, right? Mm-hmm. But when it comes to managing stress, I do feel like I've reached a level where I just do not get, and it's not really I do not care, but it's like, what's really important if I was to leave this earth today? Why am I worrying about something that happened yesterday or the day before when I have to kind of live my life? Mm-hmm. So I think that's one thing that we kind of talked about a couple weeks ago. You remember that conversation?
I do.
So yeah, going off my week, man, it was a long week. Weeks go together like, I don't know, birds flock together in a feather or something like that. What's this?
I don't know this saying. I don't know where you were headed with that.
But no, yeah. So this week, what did we do this week? On the business side, we got a lot done this week. We got a lot accomplished. The Purdue film is out. We got good feedback on that. The first podcast did really well. Our second podcast, yeah. No, the first podcast, right? Because this will be, first guys got a lot of feedback. We got a lot of feedback on that. We traveled to, we'll go over those in a minute, but we traveled to Butler yesterday, and I just want to say that it was a really, really, really great experience. The diversity and inclusion efforts there are highly recognized by the students, and I just have to appreciate when the students are really pushing that, and I think it's always a disconnect between, administration, faculty, and students. I think that's the three. We see it at all, and I'm actually thinking about doing a case study with some of the work that I've been doing with, because I recognize it at Purdue when I went to Purdue, and I recognize it at Butler, but it's the same movements. I think that this generation that we live in has a great feel for changing the world when it comes to an equality shift and really recognizing that, but it's a lot of the older statured in their ways that we have to fight against to kind of get over that. So even when it comes to policy making and climate change, different things of that nature, and of course the main topic, equality, I think that we're taking giant steps to go over something like that. So yeah, me and Kabir, we knocked out 16 interviews yesterday. Just me and him were able to go up there. 15 or 16 interviews in about a span of 2.5-3 hours. Had great conversation, caught up with a buddy of mine. We didn't even take a lunch break, did we?
No.
Yeah, we didn't take a lunch break, so great film.
We got to start bringing lunches, though, for real.
Yeah, we got to start bringing lunches. Usually we take a lunch break, but I didn't see a Chick-fil-A on Butler's campus, so maybe it's only a big school thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
They had a Starbucks, but we weren't.
I'm not a fan of Starbucks, really.
Yeah. But read the comments. Let's take it back to this. We're going to start off by reading the comments from each podcast that we post.
All right, so episode 1 got a little bit of haters coming at me because of what I said, but that's okay.
Wait, refresh. What did you say? And
so what I said.
I'll put the clip in right here. I'll put the clip in right here, and we can go back in.
What I said in episode 1. I don't know if you guys have heard of the quote, but it's like, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you who you really are."
I'll show you the future. Oh no, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like that's so true. Like your friends are the definition of you. You hang out with them all the time. You have influence on them. They have influence on you. So if you're in a terrible situation, look who you're around. That's the reason why you're in a terrible situation. If you want to change your environment, what you're doing in your life, change your friends. Be around people who are equally as motivated as you and equal-minded as you. Otherwise, you're going to stay exactly where you are. And on TikTok, we got people saying that I don't think that's 100% correct. Friend is a compound word because they fry you in the end.
That's not childish.
this is a bit too cliche for me. Your situation is about your self-image, your choices, etc., not just your friends. So, I mean, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna like hate on you because you didn't like what I said, but if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. I mean, that's in our opinion. Your friends are a reflection of you, and I can't change the way I feel. So,
and like, let's clarify, because I think that to a certain extent that was maybe misinterpreted, right?
It could have been,
because you weren't saying that like, or at least my interpretation of what you were saying was not that like you are entirely right.
Right.
But
no,
like,
it's like it's just like a part of you is what your friends do. Like, say for instance, when it comes to sports, when you're on a sports team, basically a lot of your friends are your teammates, right? So, and you're going to revolve yourself around sports. So, I mean, it's
birds of a feather flock together. What else was I trying to say earlier? Birds of a feather flock together. We all heard it.
Yeah. So, I mean,
and to kind of like almost rephrase that or put that in almost like a different frame, the same principle at least. I learned today there was probably like one of the greatest theologians in American history, John Edwards. Right, he kind of coined the phrase that like you are what you love, and like what he meant by that is that right you are that in a sense, in that like that's where your time, energy, like that's where your passion, like that's where all of what makes you right is going, right? So it's kind of in a way a reflection of you in what you love, right? So I think that was kind of along the same lines of what you were going for. But that hearing those comments, it sounds like they just maybe misinterpreted or took a different.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, if you want to, even if that's how you actually think, that's fine.
Absolutely.
I'm not,
Well, and the one comment actually like sparked a thought for me, and that's your friends, like you are a reflection of your friends, but it also depends on how much time you spend with them.
That's true.
Because if you're with your friends every day, then you're going to be like a strong reflection of your friends. So, but if you're only seeing your friends once a week, once a month, once every couple of weeks, then it's like, yeah, they have some influence on you, but then you really kind of, if you're by yourself or like with your significant other all the time, that would have a more
big difference,
more of an impact on you than your friends. So time does play a factor as well.
And I do want to point out, not all comments were bad.
No, not all of them were bad.
Let's go through some of the good ones there.
Somebody said that is a fact. Somebody else said that is so right. Somebody else said, what if I have no friends? I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, no, not all of them were bad. I mean, we got great feedback. We got a lot of views on the TikTok, so I'm happy to see it.
My one friend, some of you might know him, his name's Waz. He always sends me this. He loves this video.
Yep.
It's on TikTok, I think, and he sends it to me every once in a while. And I can't remember what the dude's name is, but it's like the successful dude. He's always wearing like a suit, and he's very like loud and aggressive, I would say. Anyway, so there's this clip of him talking, and he's always talking about you wonder why you're successful, and you're always hanging out with these effing bums. He's like, if you have a kid, do you want your kid to be like these effing bums that you hang out with and stuff? And so, like, he's very aggressive about it. Like, all right, but like, it's really hitting on the same thing that we're talking about, and it's just like, you're kind of affected by who you hang with.
Parenting.
Yeah.
I really believe in growth. So I get the whole bum analogy, but at the same time, I think it really comes down to like will, because like I'm not one to I'm trying to grow to a point to where I'm not one who kind of really focuses on like how things look now, rather than like the vision of how I want things to look. So I mean, as far as the friends and the people you hang out with, I mean, find somebody who doesn't want to stay where they are. Find somebody who wants to grow. Find somebody who is not satisfied, who is not content where they are in their lives, and that they want to continue to grow and take it to the next level. They want to be better than their parents, right? They want to, and so forth, right?
I like how you said that, because actually I was going to ask you guys a question, but the question is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Everybody.
10 years.
10 years.
This is a tough question.
Anyway,
Yeah.
That's kind of
I'll
far
go
out.
first. 10 years, and I've planned this out a lot.
Go ahead, elaborate.
So 10 years from now, I'm 23 now, so I'm thinking 33. I'm either having like my own little team to go out and shoot like different colleges, while Chris is doing his thing with his team at another college, and we're both getting multiple colleges done within like the same time frame.
That's more like a 5-year, baby.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's one of those. It's either that, and then there's also the idea of me like branching off and like either creating something different, but kind of still sticking to the same talent with podcasting and editing and videos and stuff like that. And then there's like this little other creative idea that I keep playing with in my mind. It's writing scripts for movies and TV shows. But that's
Speaking of, we just had a conversation about a TV show.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to bring that one up on the podcast. Though.
Yeah, let's save that.
We'll talk about it at post. But
that takes a lot more growth from me because right now I'm just doing one at a time, and just when that one's done, okay, you're next in line.
Yeah.
Okay, you're next in line.
And sometimes that's the best way to take it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that is not like that's
Otherwise,
the best way to take it.
people go crazy trying to do it all at
Well,
once.
you can't overwhelm yourself or trying to, get too much done at one time. It just doesn't work. It's not going to be as efficient if you just did one thing at a time and then progress yourself.
You see what I'm saying? Or you'll get all these things done, but they'll all be done badly, right? Versus like taking it one step at a time and perfecting it as you go. You know what I mean?
That's just like trying to do like all your house chores at once. Trying to
You telling me
do
you
the
can't-
laundry,
you telling me you can't wash the dishes and wash the laundry and sweep the floor at the same time? All right.
it don't
Shout out to all the moms out there.
Right. Real.
Because they make it happen. But
What you mean? I be doing all the chores.
I
like to clean it.
Yeah, that's y'all. I mean, I ain't wash dishes too. I ain't like touching the hands and the food. I don't understand. That's one thing. People put their plates, and I noticed there's a difference in the people put their plates without like rinsing them off. So like I went to let's say one of my white friends' houses, and they rinse their plates out, put them in the. But when I'm in the black household, rinsing is inexistent. It's whoever got the dishes got all the nasty food that come with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And my dad just does something with dishwater. He just creates dishwater, put all the nasty plates in it, but then the dishwater not even clean no more. So then we use dirty dish. All right.
I think the idea is to let it soak for a minute, right? Like while it's still fresh. But then I was a kid, I would take an ass whooping or I would take punishment or whatever came after not doing dishes before I washed some dishes.
Same.
But I
So,
would do everything
I ain't do
before
nothing,
I
yeah.
washed some dishes. But man, and just for the record, we are acknowledging black households commonly, stereotypically, right? We do empty our trash in the trash can. It's just that we don't go to we don't go to the extra
That's great.
Really getting it.
At that point, I might as well wash all the damn dishes if I'm washing my fucking dishes.
See, but they don't understand it. I'm telling you. I promise you not. I've been to some friends' houses where they rinse their plates and they're automatic. I'm like, these clean. Why y'all leave them in the sink? Oh no, those go in the dishwasher.
Right.
How do you? I mean, so you can talk. How do you guys do it at your house?
We got a dishwasher, so it's my mom was always on people about making sure they rinse off their plate before they put it in the sink. So it's we eat, and then it's when you're done eating, you go rinse your plate off in the sink and you leave it in there, and then whoever's got dishes, you just take all this shit out the sink and put it in the dishwasher and start it up.
I feel like I would have liked dishes if it was that way. I feel like I would have liked it. I just couldn't touch
a
it.
dishwasher until I got to college.
I didn't have. To college.
See, here's the thing.
I was gonna say, I didn't
You
have one till
probably, if you grew up, you probably would have had it, but my mama never used it because
I'm pretty sure my parents wouldn't use it either. Yeah.
You still at that point you still don't have one, even though you had one.
That's true.
You still never even had one.
I think I had one growing up, and this is so crazy because I had one, but I don't think it worked, and we never went through the hardship. We never fixed it. So I think it was something wrong with the water or something, but it's we never used it. We never used the dishwasher. Never
That was
used
a lie.
And even in high school, it's we had the dishwasher, but it was so much. We act the dishwasher was so much more work than washing the dishes. So my dad liked to do it old school. He liked to do the dishwasher, and everybody else like, somebody get the dishes out the dishwasher. Nobody wanted to put them up. Nobody wanted to put them in.
Yeah.
So it's like so
That's
much
the
more
struggle.
work than
Trade-off, right?
Yeah, I remember that was my chore for, I don't know, like a year or two. It was like, I would always have to unload the dishwasher. My mom was nice though, like she wouldn't make me load it too. Sometimes I would load it, but most of the time it was like just unload the dishwasher, so then she would go load it, like later on. So
it's like the Karate Kid. Load in, load out, load in, and then.
See, dishwashers are like, they're finicky though. Because like you have to, that's the thing about the dishwasher. You have to rinse your plates in the sink before you put them in. Like that's a.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because if you don't,
you can't put it in full of food. No.
right? Because if it has all that like crusty food and shit on there, like I understand like rinsing off in the sink, you're not gonna get everything off. But if you get most of it, that's good. Because if you're putting like all the food in there, right, then when it's washing, like it's gonna get swirled. All that those little food particles get swirled all around in there, and they end up like, so you got some, your plates or whatever on the bottom. You got your glasses on the sink on the top. Then like the bottom, you're gonna take your glasses out the dishwasher, and in the bottom you're gonna have like little food particles and stuff in the bottom of your glass.
And then,
and then
you know what you do with that?
You have to rewash it.
You know what you do with that? Put it back in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Start it again. They ain't clean off. Sorry. Let me stop.
But yeah, so like if you're using the dishwasher, right, it's a process, and you gotta make sure you do all the steps correctly, and like. It's a thing too, because if you put like regular dish soap, like the stuff you used to do dishes the old-fashioned way,
it just gets soap.
You put that in the dishwasher, and now you got water and soap all over the place.
Actually, got a funny story
I never
about
tried.
that.
I never tried.
Actually, got a funny story about that.
Yeah.
All right, so my girlfriend's gonna kill me for saying this, but one time
insurance bucket.
One time I was at her house and they like ran out of like dishwashing like liquid or like the pods or whatever.
Yep.
So she put some. So she put some like dish soap in the dishwasher. 10 minutes later, we walk back in the kitchen. Suds are all over the floor. It was so bubbly. It was so bad.
I did not know it did like that.
Yeah.
So what can you do? Just put a little bit, or
No,
you
you're not
can't
supposed to use that type of
at
soap.
all.
You have to get a special soap.
Yeah.
You gotta get the powder.
Yeah.
But like, we use the pods. You know, the Tide pods.
Yeah.
They make dishwasher pods.
so y'all tell me y'all can't put a little bit of soap on each. Like,
I think maybe you could use a very little amount, and maybe something else. But speaking of washing dishes, and I do want to go back to like the 10-year thing.
Yeah,
because
me too.
I really do want to talk about.
I was gonna bring it back eventually.
But I want to talk about this right here. Using bleach in your dishwater. Because I know some people from down south, if you didn't use bleach in your dishwater, the dishes ain't clean.
My grandma.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I
They
was
see
gonna
like,
say,
right.
Yep.
How y'all feel about that?
This is so crazy. I didn't know that bleach was like toxic.
Yeah.
I never, because like how much we used.
Yeah.
I never knew that bleach was like toxic until like middle schoolish.
Right, when people talk about drinking bleach.
Yeah, like they talking about. I'm like, bleach is just like any other. Why would you drink? It's just like soap, like soap, bleach, soap. But yeah, I've seen it happen. I've seen a lot. Yeah.
My grandma, she uses bleach to clean everything in her house to this day.
Right.
Bathtub, kitchen, tables, whatever. Bleach cleans
Bleach
in her
is
clothes.
very useful because like we had
clothes. No, but go ahead.
it's like we would have like some ant problems in my house in the summer. We would get ants in our kitchen a little bit, and my mom would just like mix some like I think it was water and bleach in a spray bottle and just like spray the counters and wipe them down, and it usually did a pretty good job of keeping the ants away.
I never use bleach for my dishes.
Good.
Hell no.
He said,
We just had like the Dawn dish soap majority of the time, or like the dollar store
Palmolive.
Yeah, Palmolive.
y'all so crazy.
That was like we didn't like doing dishes in the first place. Like, we gotta add a second step, a second cleaner to it. Like,
Now,
nah.
I promise you won't get to a podcast after this. But what about outside yard work? I was never one to do it. I was never one. I didn't like it. It's not me because like, I'm gonna accept my my fate with this.
This is why
I'm a pretty boy. I like to keep my anything in the house with the sweeping or the duck. I do that. But when it comes to going outside, getting on your hands and knees and getting dirty,
No, that was me.
I would go hide. I promise you, I would. They call my name, I'll run downstairs or I'll run.
I used to hate it.
What about y'all outside yard work?
So like, I would do it because I had to, but like I had never enjoyed it. It sucked.
Well,
That's me now. That's me when I go
right.
back home now. I'll do it if we have no one else. But I, just know it's not my preference.
I mean, to be honest, like that part of my life for the most part just didn't really exist, right? And so like by the time that my mother actually, like, by the time we stopped renting, right,
Yeah,
living in places where they
exactly.
did it for you, I was already like 16 and kind of out of the house. So like when I would come back and she would be like, "You gonna mow the lawn?" I would just be like, I mow the lawn. Like, what are you talking about? But then again, like also like my mom like really liked to do it because it was like her version of like working out. So she
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of got by with that one.
Yeah, I said my mom's the same way. I call her crazy. I used to call her crazy all the time because she loved yard work. Like she'd be out there like pulling weeds and trimming bushes and doing the edging.
Shit.
Honestly, like I don't know. She loved us, but I hated it. And now that I'm older, though, I don't know if I'd say appreciation, but I have a different perspective, a different understanding of it, especially since because my whole childhood, my mom was married to a guy named Mike. That was my stepdad, but they got divorced when I was like 17. And so after that, right, I'm the oldest guy in the house. I'm the quote unquote man of the house.
Yeah.
And so the way I'm looking at it is like, if I don't do it, my mom's gonna do it, and I don't think that that's something that she should have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of see it as like a responsibility on myself. I mean, and it's even deeper than that. It's not even she shouldn't have to do it because she's a woman, because she's fully capable of doing it. Like my grandma mows her own yard and stuff. She loves doing yard work too. But like my mom, she has a disease called lupus, and so she's like technically allergic to the sun or something like that. So she's not supposed to be outside, overexerting herself and stuff. So it's like, it came from like, oh, I don't want to do that, to, I should do that as a good son, and a young man, that should be something that I do and, take off of her plate, something that I can handle.
All right.
Yeah.
So it kind of, as you get older, the perspective changes.
Maturity.
For me,
Has
growing
maturity
up,
hit you with the yard work yet?
well, see, the thing is, at a young age, that was something me and my dad always did. We always did the yard work together. Even my grandma, she would love to be out there planting for her flowers and trimming the bushes and stuff. And then at one point, my dad owned his own landscaping business. Okay. So I was always helping my dad with some type of yard work, whether it's cutting the grass, weed whacking, even in the wintertime, moving shoveling snow. Oh man, so yeah. I actually missed it, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh my goodness! All right, we can hire you.
No, it was it's kind of like therapeutic, you get to be out there, by yourself, maybe, getting a good workout in, sweating.
Snow I could do. Snow I promise you I can shovel. But when it comes to getting the bees and the bugs and the
sweat and
the stuff it's the thing is with me, when stuff get in your hair and you can't tell. All right, I'm exposing myself right now. Okay, come on.
I mean, I grew up similar to the way Malik grew up. We rented houses, so we had our Jose's do it every week, and like, I never really liked.
Wait, hold on, backtrack. No, he said that so smooth. Right? I said, hold on, your sister's your cousin. Okay.
We had a company that did it for our that did it for our housing complex and stuff like that.
Why is that beat? Like, why is that beat? But why is that the case? I think it's just something cultural that just transcended from so long.
I never questioned it.
Because, I mean, we're on completely different ends of the state. And I will say that I know some Hispanics that do yard work, but that's like do you know more on that?
And I would say that, like, I mean, to a really big point, like it is, I can't even say like to a really big point it is. Like, it is a form of oppression because like those are the only jobs that like they can get, right? Like, and then like you hear this argument of why can't, or like what do you mean a Hispanic person can't get a CEO or CFO job because they're very hardworking people. But the notion in this country is not that they're not very hardworking people. It's that they're hardworking landscapers and not hardworking business executives, right? So like that, it really plays out to a great deal of inequity.
Like, if you think about it, would they do the same exact hard work in the office job, or would they be better at like a landscaping job? So you wouldn't put like someone, I don't know what you would do, but
then again, it's like if you didn't give them the opportunities, right? And it's like, well, of course, all they know how to do is landscape because they didn't have the opportunity or the access to formal education, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't even get me started.
But we had a landscaping company do it, and that was pretty much till I graduated high school, and then I moved immediately to Indianapolis after I graduated high school, and then my brother did it because he bought a house. Well, he was renting a house that we all moved into, and he did all of it, and I didn't really do any of it. I think I've done a total. I mowed the lawn at least 3 times in my life.
Wow!
I've mowed lawn at least 3 times in my life. I remember in middle school and high school throughout the summer break, me and my boy would, go door to door and do like rake leaves and stuff like that for like $20. And in the wintertime, we shovel snow and shovel our neighbors' driveways for like $20. But as far as like edging and cutting stuff down and trimming, like.
I know all about it. I can tell you everything
blessed.
about a lawnmower.
I was gonna say,
and then when you gotta push the pump because it ain't.
Oh my God, you gotta prime it.
You gotta prime it. Right?
Oh man,
my brother was like, I think he was away at drills for a weekend, and he said, "Hey, I need you to hold down the house and do me a favor, mow the backyard." I'm like, dude, I can't mow lawns, dog. I don't even know how to make straight lines. He's like, you gonna figure it out. And I'm outside. I get back from doing DoorDash. I'm outside. I'm looking at this lawnmower like, okay, how do you do this thing? I figured it out because I was texting to him like, dude, I don't know how to even start this thing. And then I was like, let me just pull some shit and start pushing, and it started working. And I was like, all right,
then
cool.
if you pushing without the, all right.
I can tell you the biggest accomplishment of my childhood life was when I was finally able to just start the lawnmower on one yank.
That's a real pain.
That's
a real pain. Wow.
For the longest time, I couldn't get it, but then after I got a little bit of strength, I was like, and it just started. I was like, yes.
You ain't pulling hard enough.
Let me ask y'all something. What y'all know about them lawnmowers that got like the 2 bars on them? Like the one's like the normal lawnmower bar, but the other one's like the front wheels like pull the lawnmower a little bit.
I know about it.
That's the self-propel.
We upgraded to that after a while.
We've heard of this. We've heard of these things.
Hey, ain't nothing like mowing the grass with one of those, bro. It's like
it is easy because it moves for you.
Yeah,
all you gotta do is just hold it and just walks.
I ain't never seen.
It's the most casual lawn mowing experience you'll ever have.
I know you.
Well, I guess except like riding one of them riding lawnmowers.
No, I was just about to bring that up. I know we made it when my dad got him a riding lawnmower.
Do you hear me?
And I also know we made it when we got a snowblower. But guess what? Watch this though. But I also know we still black when we don't even use it. I promise you we got both of them.
Chris, go shovel the snow.
I promise you we got both of them. But we do not shovels. We don't use it. And the part is he only lets him use it. Yeah. Like he's the only one that touches it. But when it comes to me and my brother, go grab the shovels, go grab the lawnmower. He rides on that little lawnmower. Chris go grab the regular one and shovel around the edges I can't get. Come on, man. Y'all ready to get to a podcast?
Yeah. No, but let's get back to the 10-year thing.
10 years from now.
Yeah.
So look, I don't know exactly, what my life is gonna be like, but I know this, right? I'm gonna be 30, almost 31 if we're talking about 10 years from today.
Oh yeah, you about to turn 21. Come on, you're 31 by now.
Alright, so 30, 31, right? I'm gonna have a family. I'm trying to have at least one kid.
How old is that kid?
At that point,
then you gotta plan out 9 months.
All right, so like me and my girl, we want to wait till later to have a kid. So my kid's not gonna be too old, tops 4, So.
Okay, so 26 when you're trying to get her pregnant.
Something like that, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to, after 25.
But family is what you.
Family, that's big for me. I want to have a family, and I want to have my own house by 30. That's another thing too. Family, have my own house. Take some vacations, you know what I'm saying? Travel a little bit. But I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what I'm going to be doing for work. All I know is I'm going to be making good money. One way or the other.
I want to go last.
You want to go last?
I want to go last.
All right, I'll go. Yeah, so I will say that my purpose is one thing that I know I'll be doing. And my purpose, when I was going through a lot of work and self-discovery within the last year, was really to be able to help others, to be able to give back to those who come behind. And really, I think my defined purpose is helping others who go through the same path that I've been through. And And I think that when it comes to doing that, I know for sure that that's what I'll be doing in 10 years. So regardless of what, and I forget the scripture here, but I'm blanking, but it goes along the sense of whatever you're doing, God will make room for what you're doing, pretty much. And I'm conceiving it a little bit, but God will make room for you is pretty much what it says. And I think in 10 years, if I'm serving my purpose and doing my goal, my due diligence of giving back, helping others, being caring, loving, and I also would like a family as well, but doing all those good things, good deeds, living the right way, that I do think God will make room for my gift. That's what it is. God will make room for your gift. Yeah. Yep. And I think that if I'm living in my gift, that I think my purpose will define a place for me. So in 10 years, I can't really answer that, right? But I know what I will be doing. I'll be giving back. I'll be loving. I'll be a great man of the house as well. Corinthians, putting away childish things, right? Chapter 13, verse 11. When I was a boy, I acted as a boy.
When I became a man, I put away my childish things.
Exactly. So I think that's me in 10 years, really developing into my role. And I'm excited, honestly. When I talk about my 10-year future, I'm excited. I think that it's a lot of broad things ahead of me, and I think, and when we go into our topic today, that's one thing I want to talk about. It's just job type stuff. But
yeah, no, I'm gonna agree with Chris. I'm gonna agree with you, and I'm gonna agree with you, Zennon. When I think about my future, I know it's something very bright. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's something along the lines of me owning something. Since I was a little kid, I've always just thought of the fact of leaving a legacy for not only for myself but for my family and my children.
Legacy is huge.
Yeah,
I like that.
Like I want to leave my kids something that they can have forever. That if they need to, like they'll always have some money or they'll always have a business in their name that they can resort to.
Generational.
Yeah, generational wealth is a big thing for me. So in 10 years, that's what I'm going to be working towards, is generational wealth, if I haven't already gotten there to that point yet. Definitely want to have a family. Like I just said, I love doing lawn work, so I really want to get back to that, having my own house, taking a lot of vacations. I love traveling the world, seeing new places, experiencing new cultures, and also giving back, like you said. I love helping others, even if it's just somebody just sitting on the corner and I could just give them a couple bucks to just help them get some food, or I can just give them food myself. Little things like that, or even doing big projects that can impact so many different lives. That's what I see myself doing.
And before Malik go, I want to recap really quick. We got your living in your skill, we got living with the family, we got living in your purpose, and we also got living with the legacy. Mm-hmm. Man, that's gonna shoot somebody out there. That really gets to you, Malik. Add on to our spark.
Really adding on to everything all of y'all have said, right? I really just plan to be free. I want to be free in my finances. Like I want to be free in my ability to help.
Good. Right.
I want to truly be free. I love God and I understand that I am free in God, but I've been begging Him to kind of bring some of that down to earth. Because God, I want to go fly to Costa Rica for a weekend and come back. You know what I mean? It's nothing. You know what I mean? And truly be able to enjoy myself and move as I feel to move, kind of thing.
That's the goal for real.
9 to 5, not my portion. Monday through Friday, not my portion.
That's the thing. Is I understand you guys, want to start your own business and stuff, and I could see myself, starting my own business and running it, but at the same time, I don't mind working for an already existing business, right? But the thing is, right, I need to work for my boss. Needs to be cool. I can't work for a dick.
Yeah.
And also the company that I work for has to have good values and I guess a good purpose. I'm not going to work for an evil corporation, right? I want to work for a company that's generally doing good things and bringing good things into the world. But I'm okay, putting my skills to work for someone else's vision and collecting my check and investing my check and building myself a nice little a nest egg, if you will, building up my money, get my money right to the point where then I don't have to work no more,
No, I see your point because like I don't mind working for somebody or somebody else's company, but my thing is, why can't I have my own? You know, why can't I be the one that have people working for me?
Right.
Why can't I have a company where when my kids grow up, they can work for my company if that's what they choose?
Right.
So that's my big thing. Like I don't like out of college, of course, I'm gonna probably work for a construction company because it's what I love to do. But
convenient, right.
Yeah. But at some point, I would like to have my own. I would like to have something where, if my kids grow up, they can say, "Oh yeah, my dad owns this, and I'm gonna go work for him when I get older."
And you know what, Chase? I agree with you there. Before I die, right? I want to own my own business. Before I die, I don't want to be working for someone, all the way until I retire or whatever. But we're talking 10-year picture here. 10 years, I'm not so certain that I'm gonna have my own business by then. Say maybe I start my business when I'm 40, right? And even then, right? As long as like what Malik said, I want to be financially free, and I just want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Going off of that too, I don't necessarily want to say that there's a combination between that entrepreneurship and also being that employee. I do want to mention it was one thing that I was listening to one day, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But there's 3 different types of people in America when it comes to working. There's the entrepreneur, there's the employee, and there's and I want to say for lack of a better term, but like the pedestrian. So then when it comes to the pedestrian just goes to work, or the zombie, for a better term. The zombie just goes to work, do what they do not know anything that's going on within the company, and also, doesn't care about the motives. That's pretty much the zombie. That's the type of person here in America. Then there's an employee who goes into work on a daily basis, who wants to better. There's a support of the entrepreneur, the CEO. There's support of the founder. They generally buy into what that company is, and they really thoroughly, give it their all for the betterment of the company. And then there's the entrepreneur. There's the CEO. The CEO had the vision. The CEO started that, and the CEO leads a team of people. And I think that is 3 different types of people in America.
Yeah, I agree with that. Where'd you get that, by the way?
Shout out to Secret to Success podcast. I can't remember what episode it was, but I'm a huge fan. That's my podcast of every weekly. It's like my therapy. But yeah, I shouldn't shout out another podcast on a podcast. But I mean, it's all love though. It's all love. It's all. Oh yeah, of course. It's all love. They're old heads though. So like I'm an old head at heart. So.
Hey Chris, I remembered one of the things we were talking about, I think last night.
Oh yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. So you want to get into it?
No, I thought about something different.
Oh snap!
I'm about to throw
I'll bring it up before we leave.
I'm about to throw you a curveball.
Okay.
The word can't.
Oh yeah, that bothers me.
I don't like the word at all. I hate when people say that I can't do something.
Let's talk about the context of last night, our conversation, because I believe that we were talking about, me and Zennon had a conversation where, and help me fill me in a little bit, but I think that we're talking about how the reason that I do what I do, so we're talking about I'm a physics major, I triple minor, I own a business, I'm involved still slightly more than I should be on campus, different stuff like that, right? But the reason that I do it is not to be a flex, nor to be, working myself to death. But the reason that I do it is to show those people that come behind me that it can be done. Mm-hmm. So, and the word that I legitimately used last night was, there's no excuses. So there's no excuses why you can't do anything. And then Z goes, okay, but yeah, I don't want a triple minor. I don't want to go do a double minor. I said, no, that's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at the people that want to do something, but then they say, I can't do it because X, Y, and Z. Yeah. X, Y, and Z. So that's really why I do what I do. Because there's someone that's going to come and say, in my skin that says, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't triple minor, I can't own a business in college, I can't do this because of X, Y, and Z. But why can't you when someone's done it before? Right?
And on a different note, even if it hasn't been done before, somebody has to pave the new paths, right? Somebody has to make the new route. And I think that's something that I learned very early in college that most people are just afraid to do. Like most people kind of stay on these paths, and then they get kind of weary when it comes to like even slightly veering away from it. And I first noticed that like in myself. like me talking to myself, like, what do you mean, like you don't want to leave, or like you don't want to take a break, right? Because it's expected that you're supposed to, jump in college straight out of high school and then just push right through and then push right into the workforce and then just, like this very defined path.
Put it in context a little bit, how you took a break.
Yeah. And I decided essentially that like I needed a semester break. And what that decision entailed was like everybody around me giving me their disapproval, right? Like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like even my mom and dad were like, my dad has always been the guy who's like kind of hands off, because like he knows that I'm still a kid, I'm still young, but he always figured I would never do anything too stupid. I proven myself to not do anything too stupid. Right. So my mom and grandma and everybody else really like every mentor or type of person who was kind of involved in my life was like, well, I don't know about that.
Right.
But like honestly, like I had to have a 101 first with myself, and then go check that 101 second with God. Maybe it should be the other way around. Maybe I should have went to God first. But I genuinely had to like figure out why it was such a hard decision for me. I had already determined that I needed it, right? But then like, why was it so hard to actually do? I was afraid to veer away from the path that was expected of me. Got to get over that.
You took the road less taken.
That's right.
And it turned out well for you.
It did.
It's okay, Robert Frost.
You want to talk?
I was trying to figure out who said that, but it came to my mind. But yeah.
You want to talk about the I can't sector of what we're dabbling into once again is not that it's something that you want to do, but then you quote unquote can't do it because X, Y, and Z. Fill in the blank.
Pretty much, I guess. The word I can't. If you have the disability to and physically can't do it, then you could use that word. But if you don't, what are you using that word for?
And even that it's pretty rare, because I've seen some people who don't have legs and can still probably
that's what I'm
faster than
saying.
Yeah.
People born, and it's out of their control for certain people's circumstances, and they still don't let it hold them back from even getting a job, getting a car, getting a house, paying bills. Like, so if you don't have like something physically holding you back,
or mentally,
or
any
disability,
disability,
or any disability in general,
yeah.
Why is that even in your vocabulary? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is those X, Y's, and Z's? Figure out how to eliminate those. That way you can eliminate the can't, and then you can get your shit done. I need to stop cursing, bro.
We're getting better at it, right?
Yeah.
We three.
No, I think a lot of it is you letting other people put their limitations on you. Like you said, like your mom and your grandma were saying, like, oh, like you shouldn't do this, and we listen to what other people say, and we're just like, we're letting them have influence on us, So I think the main thing is you have to think. Somebody had to be the first to walk on the moon.
That's right.
Somebody had to be the first person to fly and do all these other different things. Why can't you be the first to do something? Why can't you venture off and do your own thing, or start a new path, or do something different? Why can't you?
I think the thing is that I really always say, and when someone tells me that they want to do something, it kind of takes me back to our topic week 1. But it's like, I want to do this. I want to do whatever it is. I want to go to school. I want to do it. Why don't you do it? They give me a reason. Okay, so yeah, you really don't want to do it. You really don't want to do it.
Not bad enough.
Yeah,
right.
And on that, you just hit exactly what I was going to say, right? For everyone out there listening, you need to take the word can't out of your vocabulary completely, because at the end of the day, right, it's not that you can't do something, it's that you don't want to, because everything is possible, so it's just whether or not you want to put the work in to get it done.
I agree. And I think last night what we were talking about, and this plays into a internship that I was looking at. We were talking about this as the conversation continued. We were talking about an internship that I could possibly go after for this upcoming summer. And given that everyone here knows, but I'll share with you guys, I plan to intern for myself next summer to be able to be an entrepreneur, to see what the life is like post-graduation. If I can sustain myself for the summer, for 4 or 5 months, maybe I can do it for, or what is summer, like 3 or 4 months, maybe I can do it for 5 or 6 or even a year post-graduation, right? So that's what I look to do next summer. But an internship crossed my desk the other day, and it was $17,000 one of the highest paying internships up there with Amazon and Google. And it's like, it's a consulting firm. It's really aligned for my major and different stuff like that, my minor, my business orientation and everything. And I'm like, should I go after that? And I really was thinking about it, and I was like, I could prove to people, all the doubters and all the people in my life who would, never say you wouldn't do anything and this, that. I'm like, I could just go land this internship and be the hot stuff, right? The hot cereal on the table. But then I really had to stop myself and think. It's like, the reason that I'm like, why would I accept that internship? Why would I go after it? The reason that I would go after it is because I would think that I can't make $17,000 myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it. The reason that I would go after that, because really it would be over the money. The reason I would go after $17,000 here is because I wouldn't think that I would be able to do that myself next summer. No. Which means that I'm doubting myself, meaning that my business would never be to the level of someone else's to offer that. It's
and kind of like even like looking like beyond like the money, and like back to what I said earlier about like I'm trying to grow as a person who's not so focused on like how things look around them right now.
Yeah.
Even if you intern for yourself and you don't make $17,000,
right.
It's about the fact that you believe in your company enough and you are willing to sacrifice that to invest in your company enough that you believe that one day you'll make triple that amount in 3 months, right? So I mean, it like there's and I'm sure there will be a ton of other like revelations and things that you learn over that summer about running your business and living outside of school, kind of on your own, that you just wouldn't have got.
Yeah. I think a lot about an internship is the experience more so than like the actual pay. I mean, so if you're interning for yourself, that's all you're doing. You're focused on gaining experience, pushing yourself forward, pushing the business forward, and you're not so much worried about the other things that happen outside of your business. So I think it could be a good thing for you.
And then on a spiritual level, okay, I'm sorry, but we have been talking about God a lot this podcast.
Yeah, we always got to
go for it.
Like on a spiritual level, sometimes I've had tests in my life where God will tell me, "Be still, I got you." Right? Keep doing what you're doing, I got you. And then all these other opportunities will pop up, and I'm like, "But God, look! God, look! Like, are you sure? Are you sure?"
Yep.
And God is like, "I told you to be still, I got you." Right? And then in the end, it's never failed. He had something bigger planned, and though that may look shiny and gold, it was really just a distraction to take you off course for what God has for you. So you have to be it's called discernment, right? Like you have to have that discernment.
And I think going off of that, I think it really hit on even when you took a semester off, which is why I really want to bring this up, is because it's the same type of deal. The outside factors, it's like you want to make this decision, but I know it'll be more beneficial for me to take this other thing so that maybe the deans of Wabash College can brag on a student, or maybe my parents can go out and brag on their child to have one of the greatest internships of all time, right? Or and be able to show off. And I know everyone else would probably want that for me, but then at the end of the day, I know what I would want for myself.
That's right.
So then I think that external factor plays in.
Yeah. I think that's a good spot to end it for today.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
All right, let's cut it. Z, tell us about some stuff.
I mean, I guess I can't say it enough. I got an album coming out soon. Anyone who hasn't listened to my music yet, I have a song out, just dropped a couple weeks ago, called Gangway. So it's on all platforms. Zenno. Go check it out.
Lee.
For the believers out there, the non-believers, you believe in God, Buddha, Muhammad, whatever you believe in, pray for guidance.
Yeah.
Pray for guidance. For all those people out there, struggling to make ends meet, one thing I want to say is you can get anywhere in life if you have enough patience.
I'm going to end it with the quote that I started with, and I'm going to say it again. Today, I refuse to stress myself out over things I can't control or change. So today, whoever's listening, whatever day you're listening to this, don't stress yourself out. Relax, focus, you got this. Everything's going to be okay.
And I'm going to close it with, go check out the Purdue University film. It is out now streaming. Butler University film will be coming out. Not sure it'll be out by the time this podcast released, but it'll be coming out around sometime soon. what else? We got some stuff coming up here. Our next school, we're still open to different opportunities. I won't even release what we're thinking of right now, but continue to hit up for clientele. And if you guys would like to have a student cover letter, we produce those. Testimonial cover for videos, we produce those. And I just want to close on with this weekend. I think one thing that we all left out, it's homecoming weekend. We're going to have a good time here at Wabash.
Yeah.
We're going to have, I think, you coming up too? I think everybody's coming to Wabash. It's going to be a great time. Chase may not come to Wabash. We'll see. We gotta get Chase up one day to Wabash.
This will be my first one. I'm gonna see how y'all get down.
Yeah,
I've been to some college parties, but I'm gonna see.
It's a family reunion.
Hey,
take us out.
All I gotta say is it's gonna be tough to do my homework on Sunday.
I have already repented in advance.
All right, so planned on sitting. All right, so we're out and see you next week.
See ya.